Hi, welcome to our cat condo care training video for Ocoee Petsmart. This is what the Ocoee Petsmart store looks like. There's a sink in the back with your food litter and then a cabinet with all of your supplies, and the dirty towels go in a basket on top of the cabinet. So now we are going to work on cleaning a cage. It's usually easiest if you can take everything out of the cage, clean the cage, and then put everything back in. To get the litter out of the cages, we have brushes in the cabinet that you can use. And then to wipe down the cages, we are going to use diluted Excel and a paper towel. Since the cage is occupied with the cat, we're going to spray the paper towel directly and then wipe down the cage with the paper towel. Please don't spray around the cats. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little spot clean to make the cage look nicer. And now we're going to work on his towels. In most cases, you're going to reuse the towel. You can just shake it out if there's any litter or hair and then fold it and reuse it. In this case, since it's soiled, we're gonna put it in the dirty basket. Again, if that basket is full, please take the bag down, tie it up, and then get a new bag. And then give him a new towel. We're gonna do the same thing with his blanket since it's inside his litter box. Even if you're putting the towel in the dirty laundry, please shake it out of any litter so the litter doesn't clog up the washing machine. And then these toys, I'm gonna take them out and wash them. And then you dump the litter completely and then refill it. It's really important that you not overfill the litter. We clean the cages daily, so it doesn't need to be super full. Just a short layer at the bottom so they can use the litter for the day. If it's overfull, the cage just gets really messy and it's really wasteful. Now we're gonna take out his food and water. So for the water, we're going to take the water bowl off of the hook and then dump it into the trash can. You can wipe it out with a paper towel if there's any debris and then refill it. At Ocoee, you can take the water bowl off, rinse it in the sink, and then refill it in the sink. It's a bit easier. And then make sure each cat has a full bowl of food. And then the final thing you're gonna do is give the cat wet food. Most of the wet food will already be in these little plastic containers, so you can give it to him directly. And then each cat should have some toys left in his cage. The plastic toys are usually easier, they're easier to clean and don't contain any choking hazards. It's very, very important that kittens not get any toys with feathers or strings or anything that they can rip off and choke on. So this is an example of a clean kitten cage. He's got age-appropriate kitten food, toys that are safe for him, and it's nice and tidy. This is an adult cat food, so the cat food is a bit different. And then before you leave for the day, make sure that all of the cages are locked. This keeps our cats safe and it keeps people from opening the cages inadvertently. And then this is a dirty cage that needs to be reset. So it looks like the cat was adopted before we came in. So we are gonna take everything out of the cage, sanitize the cage, sanitize the litter box and bowls, and then put the towels in the laundry. Any like paper towel tubes or toys that can't really be washed will just go straight in the trash. Any plastic toys can be washed when you wash the litter pan and bowls, so we can reuse those. And then you're going to spray the cage out with the diluted Excel. Make sure you're spraying the bottom, sides, and top. And then the bowls you can take off, dump into the trash can, and then clean. Including the food, we're not going to reuse that food. And then give the cage a very thorough wipe down. Make sure that you don't forget the front of the cage, so you're going to clean the bars and the bolt attachments. Please leave the bolt attachments on the cage. They can break pretty easily, so just wipe them down to clean them off. This is the adoption binder that will have each cat's paperwork labeled by kennel number. So if you need more information, or if you have somebody wanting to adopt, you can pull this out and get more information about the cat. It'll have their rabies certificate, their kennel card, their owner surrender form, a one sheet describing the adoption process, their medical report, and then lastly, the offsite adoption agreement that you can have the potential adopter fill out. And then when you're done with your shift, please sweep the cat room and take the trash out. The trash will go to the very back of the store near the garage doors. There's a trash can next to it that you can simply place the trash in. All right, so this is a behavior and medical observation log that you can utilize to communicate with each other about the cats. So it is organized by cage number. So you'll write the name of the cat based on what cage they're in, and then any notes you want to make. So if, say, Lily wasn't eating very much of her food, you can write that on there so that the next volunteer knows to keep an eye on it. And then if she continues to have notes about not eating, you'll want to go ahead and contact Sydney so we can get her back to the shelter. Another thing you can make is behavior observations. So say Oliver is kind of being a little shy at first, you can write that down so the next volunteer who comes in knows not to like rush and reach into the cage. So any minor things like that you can track on this sheet. Any major medical or behavior, you'll want to contact Sydney immediately so we can get them the care that they need. We're going to go over how to do an adoption. So let's just say you have a guest interested in adopting. So same rules apply as at the shelter. They can interact with the cat in the cage, and then they must sanitize their hands in between cats. If you have somebody that wants to hold a kitten, they can hold kittens from one cage only. You're not going to use towels to hold the kitten since our towels are in pretty low supply. So they have to pick the cage of kittens that they're most interested in, and then they can hold those kittens and only those kittens. So we're gonna say that somebody is interested in adopting Lily. So you've got your information about Lily on her kennel card. So it's got her age, her adoption fee, information about her, so we know she's front paw declawed, so that's something you would want to discuss with the adopter. It says how she is with cats and kids and dogs if we know, and other information about her. Sweet girl. And then if you have somebody seriously interested in adopting, you can pull out their adoption packet from the binder. These are organized by cage number. So if she was in cage like 1 at Ocoee, we flip to page 1, pull out her packet. So this is pretty much the order of every adoption packet. You'll have the rabies tag, then you'll have their kennel card, which you guys are all familiar with. So this will have their behavior information from the previous owners, so you can definitely go over that with adopters. And then the page that is going to help you the most is this one sheet. So this will summarizes everything that you and the adopters need to know about the adoption. So you can kind of read it through with them. The things that are included with their adoption are a $50 voucher to use at a Pet Alliance clinic. So that information is on there. Their microchip registration is included for life. So that information is on there as well. And then there will be an offer for pet insurance. So they can call that phone number and then they get a $10 gift card just to get a quote for pet insurance. And then next will be their vaccine due dates. So you can go over those. Their flea prevention due dates will be on there. If they need medications, that'll be on there. That's going to be unlikely at Petsmart, but just in case, those boxes will be checked. And then any like major medical or behavioral information will be on there as well. And then their next page will have their medical report. So if there's anything important on here, we'll highlight it. But this will have all of their notes from our veterinarian. This will have their heartworm, FAV, and feline leukemia tests. their vaccinations, and then any medications they've received at the shelter. And then the top will have their date of birth and weight and all that information. So you can just hand this to the adopter, let them read it over, point out anything important. And then the last 2 pages are going to be their adoption agreements. There's 1 copy for the adopter and then 1 copy for us. So what you'll do is you'll rip off the very last page, have them fill out their information, initial the sides and sign the bottom. And then you'll keep this page and put it in the adoption binder. At this point, you can continue with the adoption by yourself, or you can ask a PetSmart associate to help you out. There's going to be a very convenient way that they can pay. There will be a QR code on the wall that they can scan, and I'll show you the website that it pulls up that they can pay from. So adopters can actually pay from their own cell phones. So you don't have to handle any cash, or you don't have to take a credit card yourself or anything like that. The page that they're going to pay on looks similar to this, so they'll fill out all the information in the boxes above. And then they'll go to the drop-down box and they'll either be adopting a kitten or a cat. So you'll just have them select whichever one. And then they can type in their credit card information securely, submit the payment, and it'll go to Pet Alliance directly. So there's no cash handling involved. And so then you just take that last page, make a little note at the top saying like they paid, maybe the date so we know, rip it off, put it back in the binder, and then they can take the cat home. There will be a tablet from PetSmart that you'll want to grab that has an app on it with adoptions. So you'll click on that app and then just follow the steps. They'll fill out their information again on there. That is just so PetSmart can track the adoptions that we do, so we get credit for them. So don't forget that step. And then when you get the tablet from the store, they'll also give you a coupon book that you can then give to the adopters. That coupon book will have a free bag of food for them, as well as some other coupons. So they can go shop around and then come back and get the cat. Every cat must go home in a carrier. It either has to be a plastic carrier, or the store sells cardboard carriers for like $12 or $13. They just have to go home in a carrier. Really emphasize that they should not open the carrier until they get home. Give any advice you feel is necessary for their adoption, but once they're in that carrier and have paid, they're free to take the cat home. Then once this is filled out, you can go ahead and take a picture of it with your phone and either text it to the offsite phone at 407-956-0624, or you can email it to Sydney. So that way we can go ahead and outcome our cats as they're adopted and get them out of the system and off of the website. So if you can do that, that would be a big help. If you happen to be coming back to the shelter, please grab any of the completed offsite agreements in the binder and then the dirty towels and bring them by. You can just leave the completed agreements on Sydney's desk in the volunteer den. That way we can file these for safekeeping.